All right, good people. Welcome to the show. We made it out of Facebook jail. Oh my goodness. Facebook was acting up for everybody last night, so it affected us too. But we were able to come back and check y'all out today and see what's going on. So I hope that y'all want to come in and join us. Thursday night might be a busy night for y'all. So we got I think that the queen is here. Let's see if she's ready to come on. Jasmine, where are you?
Yeah.
Come in here. Uh-oh. Woo!
I knew you was gonna have something to say, so I wore this tonight.
I love it. Come on, Afrofuturism. I love it. I'm here for it. It's great.
You know, I said I give the kids a little something to love tonight because normally I think I kind of play it safe on this show.
Oh, wait,
but,
you play it safe?
Yeah, but I wanted to look like this because this is really the reason why we started this show. Do you remember the first time we actually got on here?
I didn't like your lipstick, I think.
Yeah, you dogged me out about my lipstick. I was eating Chick-fil-A and you decided to bash me about my lipstick choice.
Was I bashing though?
Yeah, you were.
I just said I didn't like it. I don't think it was a bash. I was like, no. Oh, you know what I did? Because I said, Jazz, what the hell is that? Like, because you went out that day, and you took pictures of of yourself, and I was like, Jazz, I called you and said, Jazz, I couldn't stand that lipstick. Was that bashing? Or that was just being a friend?
You was like, I just need to tell you that I hate your lipstick.
Now that sounds like me.
You was like, I just hate your lipstick. And I said, Lauren, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you did. I respect that.
He is so rude to me. He is so mean. Hello, everybody, for coming in. Please make sure that you share the video. Okay, I wore my highlighter hair tonight. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you looking like me and super duper fly.
Okay, with the aluminum foil jacket on, so you know how we
can't stand the rain. Against
What's up, everybody? What's up, Shy? What's up, William? What's up, Keith? What's up, Stacy? Hello, everybody. How y'all doing today, tonight? How's it going?
Yes, we see y'all in the business. Stelvin. That's Stelvin, and that's my homeboy. Sherrod, all the good people. So listen, we are so happy that we're here tonight. Rated R show, real friends, real talk, real informative. I'm gonna say that again. I didn't like how I said it. Rated R show, real friends, real talk, real informative, and real messy.
Yes, we are.
You know, Rated R shows always sponsored by the one and only ISO Plus. Jasmine's fabulous hair ISO Plus wigs. They don't pull it too hard now. We don't want to
Oh my God.
It's ISO Plus. We love you. ISO Plus, thank you for loving us.
Yes.
We love it. We love it. So, we have such an interesting week this week. We're taking a shift. One of the biggest things that's been going on lately is this whole mess. And I want to begin this and end this quickly. So a friend of mine talked to me about the show, and she complained about our coverage of R. Kelly. R. Kelly was who brought us out of hiding. It was finally like when we did the show, all of you who were with us from the very beginning, I call it season 1 of Rated R. R. Kelly brought us back to season 2 to when just the documentary came out and all the craziness happened. And the reason why we talk about R. Kelly is not because we like him or because but he is controversial and polarizing, but Jazz and I both, and I'm speaking for both of us, have a collective concern about what happens to children in our community. And so many people, I think, really miss that point that, we're not here for the controversy or the celebrity or the mess, but we really are trying to deal with it. That a lot of kids are dealing with this happening from their pastors, from their stepdads, from the people who they trust. And that we just have done a really shitty job as a community of protecting kids from these predators. I'm gonna just put it out there. This type of mess still happens, and these horror stories happen. So this is why we call out sorry bastards like R. Kelly, and we'll continue to do it. We've avoided pretty much the Michael Jackson conversation, but I think that was we really stand on the fact that this is where this begins and ends for me personally. Side out of Michael for the rest of his life, rest of my life, for hanging out with little kids. Little kids are not that damn interesting to want to hang out. Little boys. I don't know what the appeal of a little boy is.
It will never be okay to have a child that is not your blood relative in your bed. That is just not okay. It's inappropriate. And that's what it is. And let me just sit this in you all's ear, because we do want to provide a platform where we talk about issues and bring up things that maybe people haven't heard of. I mean, not the stories, because obviously you guys have heard of stories, but like bring a different perspective. And one of the things, while like researching and listening to the R. Kelly stories and the Michael Jacksons and all of these sexual deviant violators and all of this, is that one thing that I heard, statistic, is that out of the Black like teenage pregnancies, for instance, over 40% of the fathers are over the age of 21, and they violate these girls because there is no real fear that anything will happen to them through this statutory rape or just rape of these children, because nobody cares about Black women and nobody's standing up for Black women, and this is, or Black girls. And we can see this played out time and time again by some of y'all's legends, as y'all like to call them. They are not my legends. These are sexual deviants and violators. And we will always have a platform to talk about these mofos.
Well, unless Facebook want to shut us down like they did last night. Facebook, lock
well, of
up,
course,
they won't let us out. But we are so happy to be, because I'm talking about, and you know, last night, we were on here clicking and clacking and clicking and clacking and trying to figure it out. We really wanted to go live, but
it just
thank y'all for coming.
Hey to everybody that's on here, let me take a second right now and say, please share the video. Listen, y'all, we got to toot our own horn. We almost had 2,000 views last week. We are so excited about our little numbers, but it is only because of you all sharing these videos, talking about us, whether you love us or like us, whether you agree or disagree with us, but sharing the video, telling your friends and them about us, and then people actually engaging with the Rated R show. So we want to give a huge shout out to all of y'all fine asses for continuing to come and talk to us, even on the day that we aren't actually, this isn't our day, and you guys are still here. So we appreciate it.
Yeah, you're here for us, we're here for you. So yes. So the biggest scandal that really rocked everything was, honey, y'all Aunt Becky. Did you watch Full House growing up? I know, Jasmine, you didn't do a lot of stuff. Did you watch Full House?
I did watch Full House. Don't start. I had a really great childhood.
Everywhere you look.
I don't know that song. What song is that show from?
That's Full House.
You are so gullible. Oh my God.
Let me tell you something.
You took that back.
Honey, Michelle Tanner was the truth. No shot. If Jazz flipped that hair one more time, that wig gonna fall off. We are tired. I'm already sick of it. 3 minutes in.
Let me just do this for the culture then. Hey!
This is
good. A perfect look.
I love it.
Y'all know what I'm gonna start doing? Because I'm trying to get these wig brands to start looking at your girl. I am going to list the wigs down below, and then hopefully one day they will give me a code, and I will give y'all 10 to 15% off, so y'all give me some coin for advising y'all how to cover your bald heads, okay?
Yes, baby. A free wig is a good thing. We're giving out free wigs. Larissa said I've been singing since the live, so yeah, I am in the
mood
tonight.
You're in a good mood,
huh?
You're in a good mood.
I think so. My medicines are stabilized today, so I'm like,
I'm
in a good
they got the right mix on your levels?
Yeah, my levels are good. Y'all can tell the difference sometimes being hey, y'all, welcome to the Rated R.
So are you taking a cocktail of pills?
Wouldn't you like to know? Anyway, back to the story at hand.
Why are we matching tonight?
Well, we are kind of matching. Well, this is blue, but yeah, we are kind of, we don't even rehearse outfits. Yeah.
We don't. It's better than that corduroy shit you had on earlier today, but we don't be that long. Do y'all know Lawrence? Can we take a second real quick? Do y'all know it was actually on the news that Lawrence ass was sitting up here stealing like bags on people's porches, trash bags that were labeled the Kidney Foundation. He will go in there and get clothes. So today he had on this filthy doodle looking corduroy. What millennial y'all know wears corduroy? But Lawrence did it. Okay.
My mama bought me that blazer for Christmas. It was cute. That blazer cute. My mama bought me that blazer for Christmas.
Oh, so your mama bought your clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. So your mama still does dress you from Oshkosh Bagosh.
You just hate him.
Which one is it? You
just hate him.
I am. Back to what we're talking about.
Right. I'm letting you just have your mama because I know I was cute today. Anyway, I'm about to go and put it on.
You look great.
And I love how, wait a minute, I love how I have to stop that everybody's calling you Xenon.
Hey!
Girl of the 21st century. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Supernova girl. Come on, zoom, zoom. Now, you know, everybody, now listen, Jasmine didn't have cable growing up, so she don't know who Xenon is. So if somebody could put a thing at the bottom about who Xenon is,
okay,
Jazz,
so
she can know who
correction.
y'all calling them.
I, in fact, did have cable. My mother wouldn't allow, like, let me tell y'all about my mama. She amazing, right? She wouldn't allow us to have video games, but we had Cinemax. Ain't that crazy? I used to always question her parenting on that.
Anyway, back to the, we actually have a show with real stuff.
We do. We didn't just come on here like crack jokes and stuff.
Yeah, that's what you know, we got to get ourselves together. But Aunt Becky got locked up in the worst way possible, and it's a whole mess. And I think that you all have really been highlighting a lot of the issues, a lot of the conversations. She had to pay $1 million in bail money. So basically, they're calling this scam the Varsity Blues scandal. It's so cute.
Nice.
It's the biggest college admission scam that's ever been prosecuted in the United States. And it's a harsh reminder that wealthy families can cheat their way to really having greater privilege. And that's just kind of the whole situation that happens with all of that. So federal prosecutors say 50 people took part in this scheme that involved either cheating on a standardized test or bribing coaches and school officials to accept these students as college athletes, even if the student never played the sport. Lori Loughlin, who we know as Aunt Becky, and another personal favorite actress of mine, Felicity Huffman, who I loved in Desperate Housewives, were among dozens of parents facing federal charges. And other charges include 9 coaches at elite schools, 2 SAT/ACT administrators, an exam proctor, a college administrator, and a CEO who admitted he wanted to help the wealthiest families get their kids into college. Basically, this man, Williams Singer, it's a college prep company called The Key. The Key already sounds like exclusive stuff.
Group
like something locked in where they wear cloaks and stuff and like
right.
But the Singer pleaded guilty. Singer pleaded guilty to 4 charges Tuesday. He admitted that everything he said everything that y'all accusing me of is true. He was like, fuck it, everything's true.
He didn't even try.
There were essentially 2 kinds of fraud that he was selling. One was to cheat with the ACT and SAT, and the other one was to use his connections with Division I coaches to use bribes to get parents to get their kids in school with fake athletic credentials. Parents paid between $15,000 and $75,000 per test to help their child get a better chance. And so basically, Singer arranged for a third party, Mark Riddell, to take the test secretly in the student's place or replace their responses with his own. So it's a whole mess. And I mean, fake athletic credentials, how all that went through, massive payments. And the biggest thing is, I'm not even really, you can Google the scam for yourself, but I think the problem is, this is it's a clear bias and a clear example as to why affirmative action is so important and why it's been so controversial over the past few years, because we always knew that white people were at a fair advantage in this country. We already knew that rich people were at an unfair advantage, but to kind of see it play out in this way just really highlights a lot of the inappropriate things in this country. Another one of my favorite parts is Lori Loughlin's daughter, Olivia Jade, who is fabulous, or was. She lost her endorsement deal with Sephora. Olivia Jade is just like a millennial goddess. Yeah, she lost Sephora today. Yes, so she's a YouTuber. She loves YouTube. She lives by YouTube. She dies by YouTube. That's her thing. And she openly talked about how stupid college was. She tweeted how she wasn't interested in any of her classes and all this drama back in the 30s. So basically, and just days before this, they said she actually was giving some of her fans advice about how they should apply for college. She was giving advice to people. So it's a whole mess. But
that's hilarious.
But Jazz, we want go ahead. I'm gonna kick it to you.
I was about to say let's get into why this has been so problematic and why people are waiting to see the results of this case. And I saw some of you guys mention this before. We saw it all over social media, where some people were bringing up stories of Black women in particular who have been unfairly, had their asses sent to jail. So I wrote down a few. So Kelly Williams Bolar, back in 2011, you guys will remember, She was sentenced to 10 days in jail, and she was also put
I
on.
think we might be frozen.
Are we?
Yeah. Hold on.
Someone,
Keep talking.
are we frozen?
The
Let's
people said
ask
the video.
everybody.
Oh, I think we might have started up. Go ahead.
Okay. So,
Keep going.
as I mentioned before, Kelly Williams Bolar, back in 2011, you guys will remember this black mother who was arrested and sentenced to 10 days in prison for sending her child to a different school zone. So, whole ass private investigators followed this woman and saw her taking her children from where she actually lived and driving them all the way to the school where she put the wrong address, or they said she was deceptive. And the reason that they were saying that they had her arrested was because her tax money didn't actually go to that school. So this mother, trying to get a better education for her children, was arrested and put on probation. Another lady, Tanya McDowell, who was homeless, was sentenced to first-degree larceny for stealing over $15,000 because she used her babysitter's address to put her children into a better school. So people are really trying to see how this whole thing plays out with these super privileged, uber wealthy white people who really fucked over the system to get their children. These people were actually photoshopping their pictures onto school uh what are those things? School sports tags to pretend that their children were in extracurricular activities. It actually made me think about some stuff that we do with our pictures. It kind of made me laugh a little bit, but still, like they they have done all of these things, and a lot of people are saying that they probably are going to get off with pretty much like a slap on their wrist. But the right wing conservatives have for years, as Lawrence just brought up, talking about how unfair affirmative action is and how underqualified students are able to get into schools. And it turns around and it's their own people doing it to them. I just think that's so hilarious. But we will see how this thing plays out, because we know how the justice system treats white folk who have money. So we'll see.
I think that, and also how harsh it is when black kids are getting kicked out of school. It's just kind of something that happens to all of them. So we're highlighting the inappropriateness of the story. We appreciate social media for doing it again, tearing this girl up. You know, hopefully she can pull herself together. Twitter. They are not playing, but yeah, they put, and I think also too, not only they put the faces on the pictures, but they paid the coaches directly. They paid the coaches money.
They did,
like upwards of like $150 to like a $500,000 over a course of time. They were shelling out just to pay coaches to say that their kid got to school so they can get a scholarship, to say they or even get admitted. And so it's just it's highly inappropriate. And I think shout out to a lot of the moms. And I was even talking about that show Clueless that came on. I don't know if y'all watch Clueless the movie with Alicia Silverstone and the great Stacey Dash. But it was a TV show in the 90s, and one of the characters was a black guy on there, not Stacey Dash or Dion's boyfriend, but his friend Sean. His name was Sean, and his mother was a maid. They found out in season 3 or 4. And they found out on the news he didn't live in Beverly Hills, and this whole scandal around that. And I mean, they really weren't ready to go the other way we're going there today. And I think they resolved it by letting him move in with one of them or some crap like that. But you know, it's always okay until I think people of color try to capitalize on these opportunities. And I even said
do the exact same thing for better opportunities and education, and not to make sure that their children have an unfair advantage the way that these white people are. This girl Olivia had me dying laughing because out of her mouth, she said she does not care about school. She just wants to go there and party. Meanwhile, her mom is risking a federal sentence, which we know isn't going to happen, but for conversation pieces, let's just say
she's going to get a federal sentence. I mean, just because it's a federal sentence doesn't mean you're going to jail. But
it doesn't mean you're going to jail. But she will be fine. Her husband is Mosimo, by the way, the designer, and Felicity Huff's husband is
William
H. Macy, who's he's an actor as well. But anyway, you want to get into some of these comments?
Right, and I just want to say, and I think Janae mentioned how they were writing payments on their taxes and things of that nature, and how basically it's always inappropriate, I think, when people of color do it. And I think that's the big thing. And I was sitting in a diversity training session one time, and this woman kind of mentioned, she was a white woman, and said, oh, I got to tell my kids they need to go apply for scholarships because all the black kids are going to get all the scholarships.
Right.
And this idea that people will not deal with this whole system. Because, I mean, this is systematic racism in this. This is all types of oppression, all types of privilege. I mean, it's just littered with all your buzz, hot trigger words that are going on right now. But anyway.
Please read Ariel. Can you see Ariel Jones?
What did she say?
She said, will she be able to vote? She's going to be out here doing the convict crip walk.
They need to take it. And the embarrassment is that punishment. And I will tell you, Nicole is right, because Lori Loughlin, for example, my mother refers to her as the woman that be in the Hallmark movie. Like, my mama is a Hallmark down person. That is my mama's thing. And
did you see the meme? Did you see the meme that said, what is locked up for the holidays?
Locked up for the holidays. But also, Hallmark has fired her ass.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Hallmark was like, we don't do this.
Okay, so she got a little slap on the wrist, but not
she losing them coinage. I mean, because really right now, social media rules the world right now. It does. If you piss off people on the internet, baby, it's
over for you, dog. I don't think that people bounce back in the way that they could pre-social media, because people don't let you forget anything now. Never, ever. Okay?
I know Steve laughing at my diversity training, right? But my mom was like, yeah, my mama said they got the lady from the Hallmark movie. I was like, girl, they got you, girl. Also, we did not coordinate and color coordinate. No, we didn't, Stephanie.
We actually didn't.
Second of all, we don't know. That might be Jazz's outfit messing up the signal for the show. That's what somebody said in the comments before. They said, somebody commented.
Normally, aluminum foil does the trick, boo. So it's not me. It's that corduroy ass jacket you
wear. Why you always gotta get on my clothes? You sit up and looking like some shit off The Fifth Element, and you want to sit up here and talk. Mr. Elliott meets The Fifth Element, and you want to sit up here and try to play me all the time. Chill out.
Oh my God. See, this is why I love Lawrence, y'all. Don't nobody talk about me like this and get away with it. Like, nobody.
Anyway, but we just wanted to highlight this story. And so, we actually going to switch gears tonight too. We're really excited to do that. Everything is always so political. And one thing about the Rated R show, everybody, millennials and dating, and not even millennials, everybody is single. We got our time for the old folks. We got Christian mingle. We got all love after lockup, prison pimping. We got sister wives and open relationships. Everybody's pansexual, polyamorous, lesbian, transgender. Like all types of things going on.
Right.
I don't even know all the terms by far. And I say that to say, in conceptualizing this show, and when Jazz and I talked about it, Rated R, real friends, real talk, real informative, real message. I said, Jasmine, I do not want to talk about dating every week.
We did say that. We said we were absolutely not going to talk about that.
Because it really could be a dating show. I mean, because me and Jazz go through holy hell.
And we're going to talk about a little bit tonight on this show. But we will not talk about this all the time, because honestly, I don't want to.
And the biggest thing about only dating and meeting people, though, Farmer's got a site, is this art of dating. I actually looked up a WikiHow article about how to date, but I'm gonna get into that in a minute. But just statistics, it's just a really awkward world for millennials. Is our generation that everybody loves to talk about and loves to kind of analyze and say what we're doing. It's just an awkward world. Everybody's struggling. Everybody's online. 90% of millennials are online doing things. You'll find these Tinder nightmare stories but also that we're single, but we're also intensely lonely. We're, up trying to not have sex before marriage, but we also want to experiment and things of that. And it's just a ball of confusion. And so, but the biggest thing came about this idea about dating and connection. Jazz is Stephanie's so silly. Has Beyonce been mentioned? No, we ain't talking about Beyonce yet. We know she probably coming.
We still have 40 more minutes.
Right, she probably coming. But anyway, I saw that comment pop up. But I wanted Jazz and I, because we all always highlight that Jazz and I are friends. We talk not only about the show, but we are heavily involved in each other's lives. And Jazz shared a couple of stories with me, and I was like, we need to discuss this. And I with her. And so I want you to start talking about just a couple of your experiences with dating, share with our family.
Oh, God. Where should I start? So I don't don't know if I've talked about this before, but well, not on this show anyway. But I went on a 2-year dating hiatus after a very tumultuous relationship. I will not get into that. But I took 2 years off because I felt like I needed to recover, and then I came back to this bullshit. And I've just started. I've just
the slums.
Right. I should have stayed
straight up slums.
in pussy hibernation. But anyway, like I came back out to enter into this trash ass dating environment where I have been having really, really horrible experiences with people, despite I think the 2 years that I took off to analyze my readiness for a relationship. Recently, Lawrence and I had a good kiki over a guy. I put up a status. Well, let's go back and talk about this guy real quick, right, Lawrence? You remember this was the guy who was really broke, and he tried to initiate a meetup at McDonald's. And when I told him that he was 31 years old, and I was and I was in my 30s, and that it was inappropriate.
And also, wait a minute, real quick, comment below yes or no, or just say you would go if you think a meetup at McDonald's for a first time meeting is okay. I just want to do a poll. If you think a meetup at McDonald's is okay, let us know.
Let's do that. Let us know. And then y'all can also chime in about some of y'all terrible, tragic stories, and we will read them too. But anyway, I went on ahead and told him that I thought it was inappropriate for two people in their 30s to have a meetup at McDonald's, and that should be reserved for people 21 and younger on a meal plan in college who wanted to get out for the night. And so then he came back and was like, I didn't mean any disrespect. Maybe we can go somewhere else. So he suggested another place that I was like, okay, he's still broke, but not, he's trying to step it up a little bit. And so I was like, okay, why not? So I put up a status about, and he was following me on Facebook, and I put up a status about how I felt like people should date multiple people.
I'm sorry.
How people should date multiple people in the dating process until you decide to be exclusive. I said dating and exclusive. He then informed me that he was no longer interested. I laughed at him and he blocked me.
So wait a minute. So this, just to make sure we get this right. So the man who you were talking to for a couple weeks said that y'all did a meetup. He suggested a meetup at McDonald's.
Yes.
You said no, decline. Then you get on Facebook saying people should have. I saw the post. People should have options. He commented that he didn't want to date you anymore because you said people should keep their options open.
It was because of my status. I know it was because and so he told me don't even worry about it. And then I laughed at what he said, and then he blocked me from social media. So, I mean, but that's just one thing. I've also been invited on a date to a Best Buy parking lot.
Wait, say that again?
I was invited on a date to a Best Buy parking lot.
The Rated R Show now sponsored by Best Buy. Best Buy parking lot, your new dating experience where you can bring your McDonald's to the parking lot and you get free electricity from the poles in the parking lot on us. Best Buy, have your date there today.
And I've also been in, like I said, I just recently re-entered the dating space, and I feel like people are not analyzing their readiness to actually be in a relationship. I'm pretty intentional about dating people and talking to people. I lost my chance for a big man.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, I was just laughing at that. They wildin'.
Let me tell y'all something about beef, right? This past weekend, my fat ass, who's trying to lose some weight, decided that I was gonna have a pizza full of beef. And I don't even get pimples, and I know you guys can't really see this, but I'm sporting a big ass pimple right here. I'm done with beef, so I don't really want the Big Mac. I'm good on that.
And and Janae is echoing what I said.
Jesse, knock it off.
And also Jesse, tell us Jesse, speak up for McDonald's and tell us why it's okay to go to McDonald's. Or like what's your I'm glad that we got but I did.
Y'all probably saying that because y'all cheap ass parents had y'all's first birthday at McDonald's, so the nostalgia.
McDonald's birthdays was lit. They were nice.
Yeah, for a 1-year-old.
Right.
No
but
problem
Janae
when you're
said
wrong.
what I said about Starbucks. Going to Starbucks, it's $3 coffee. Like Starbucks is where you. But I think it leads also to him being broke. So my friend Daniel and I were talking about this a couple of weeks ago about women and men. And I was listening to the radio here in Hartford, and they had this date where this guy didn't want to pay for the woman, and how this whole new movement of guys that don't like taking women out, they don't want to pay for anything for them because a lot of women are just dating for food. They like I go out, I take this woman out to eat, I spend money on her, I spend money on what we do, whether it's Top Golf, going to the movies, sipping paint, whatever. And I don't like her, she don't like me, and I don't have sex in the end. So what's the point of me investing my time into this? Right. And so I don't know if that's why I hope that Jesse comments, because I feel like, like the whole point about.
I think Jesse was just playing, but we'll see.
But but I think that's the whole point. A lot of men are getting frustrated with dating because they feel like, well, women only is all these expectations for me. I've shelled out all this money. Now, not triggered me, but what really got me thinking this week was, it was a meme going around, and I sent this to you, Jasmine, of the girl and guy, cute little black couple. They were at a park, and they were like, dates don't have to be expensive. And they had like a 10-piece wing and fry in a picnic basket. I think a big bag of chips and soda, and they were out there sitting outside smiling.
And that was so
right.
I bet even with something like that, because it feels like if he was the one who did it, it feels like he put a lot of thought into it. I just think that there is no thought into, and you remember, Lawrence, we talked about the difference between a date and a meetup. We even talked about who should pay on a date. Well, I told Lawrence before, I don't like to, but I have on a first date, when I got asked out on a date, when I'm with a dude, I have paid for dinner before. I don't like that because I think it's, okay, so the story was, I went out with this guy, he was pretty dope at the time, and he asked me out at the end of dinner. He was like, you want to split this? And I was like, no.
But it echoes what Jesse said. Jesse's saying that it's mostly, because I'm speaking for men in here, because we have a lot of women in here tonight, but for men, who is mostly a win-win for the woman on the date. The woman gets the meal, she gets the experience, she goes and she didn't pay for anything, and she don't have to have sex, and she ain't never got to call the guy again, but the guy is out maybe on the low end, $50, $60, on the high end, upwards of $100, $200 on this whole kind of Saturday night or experience. So that's the whole point why a lot of guys are like, I'm not paying for this. And I think it highlights the point too about this whole meetup. Should we have meetup and pre-dates? Jesse said McDonald's has some good salad. We about to get a sponsorship from McDonald's. And no shade, but because somebody was saying, well, they got that McCafe coffee too. I know folks who love that coffee. So I mean,
y'all are setting the bar like really, really, really low. Like most of the people on here, y'all, we are in our 30s. If y'all are still, I would hate to see how y'all's whole ass, trash ass relationships are. Let me just put this here. And this may be a little bit, because I don't talk about my personal life a lot publicly, but I was in a broke ass relationship before. And I'm very triggered by broke conversations and broke ass people, because I was a breadwinner and taking care of everything for someone before. And I just will never, ever be in a position like that ever again. So if we go out on a date and you ask me and you are intentional about it, or even trying to show me that you can take a chick out on a nice date that you're not interested, then I'm not interested. But I didn't tell you to take me to Paris either. You ain't got to take me there, but damn.
Y'all are in here tripping.
Read it out.
Tonight. Nothing wrong with going Dutch. Nicole says, so if you're going to take her to McDonald's, then be asking why the L is silent in flat stomach. And Ariel says, that's a real challenge. I dare you to find a burger good enough for me to throw some pussy for. It's possible. I believe it. Janae said, and Janae and Andrea said that if he said Chipotle, they down for a Chipotle date.
I would do Chipotle.
And Jesse says women have their frustration in other areas, but with us dudes, it's certainly going on dates with y'all meal diggers. It's the meal diggers. It's these girls that's dating for food.
It's called dating for dinner. It's called
dating for dinner. Jesse,
but listen,
we told them that they dating for dinner.
Yeah, it's really think y'all dating for dinner. But don't y'all think y'all maybe should vet people a little bit better before you offer to take them out on a date too?
How would you vet someone? Go tell us about.
Like maybe asking the appropriate questions, like taking time. We have technology that allows us to do like FaceTime or Skype or whatever else with someone and be like, can we just talk for a little while, get to know each other, and then maybe I might invest in an actual date with you. What's wrong with that?
I'm so done with Jessie. So then you find a girlfriend that you say she's not hungry, then eat your fries. I'm so
Jessie, stop.
Jessie, get that girl some fries.
Right, give her some fries. Or actually, why don't you just order another?
I was about to say, just order two fries. You know she gonna eat them. Order 2 fries.
Since you know if that ass gonna eat your fries, why don't you just order more?
Good, since we got like 20 people in here, comment on now Katie just messed me up saying we too old for $20 dates. Because I was about to say, comment some inexpensive dates. Because I do agree that it is, as a man, and I date men, but as a man, I'm precious about my time, and I'm real precious about my money. And if I'm not getting anything out of the deal, I enjoy my own company at home. We have great cable here. I got Uber Eats. I got DoorDash. I got Grubhub. I got Eat24. I can get whatever I want delivered.
Damn.
I have a really good time. And if I'm leaving my house to be bothered with you, which means I done got up, took a bath, curled his hair, put on some outfit that Jazz gonna say ugly, and put all this energy into it, and I go there and you're not feeling it, like it is a waste of time. It's frustrating.
So do you think that if you go out on a date, Lawrence, with someone, right, and you're not feeling them during the date, do you think it's appropriate to just be like, okay, you pay for your stuff and I pay for mine? Or do you just excuse yourself to the bathroom and slip out the exit door?
I've done a number of things before. So I have, I've gone Dutch. There was one guy that got on my nerves so bad, I got up and I went and sat at the bar. I told the bartender that I'm paying for my food and his, and just bring my dinner to the bar, and he can go home.
What did he do to get on your nerves?
Basically he told me on this, and actually this ties into my story. This not even the story I was gonna tell tonight.
Right.
But this I'm trying to not curse too much, but we were on a date and he basically told me he was sitting there on Facebook and he checked in that he was on Facebook at the restaurant, so his ex who lives in the area could see where he was. His whole thing about that, he told me in that moment he had just got out of a relationship not 2 days before he met me, and I didn't know that. We had been talking for about 3 weeks, and I didn't even know this was happening, and that he spent the time talking about his ex. I thought I was going to sit there, and I just said, I'm going to the restroom. Yeah. And actually, I got up. The restroom, let's say, was back here. I walked past him, past the table to go sit at the bar. This man didn't even notice me because he was too busy texting on his phone, checking to see if his ex liked his Facebook. So I went and sat at the bar, and I tapped the waitress and said, bring me the check, I'll pay it, but just tell him I'm not coming back. Just tell him I'm gone. And I blocked this number and politely ate my dinner in a corner at the bar and never spoke to him again.
Do you think today he still is sitting at the table wondering if you're ever going to come back from the bathroom?
No, I've been in the restaurant since then. He ain't there. He moved.
Oh, okay.
But I think that does tie in, though, about dating, is that I was upset because it was a waste of my time. And I think, for example, Janae just said meet up for dessert instead of dinner, walk in the park.
I like that.
And then he says, good point about screening. But Jesse said, good point about screening them out. But I've been flat out lied to after making my intentions clear after her belly full. So I guess,
Her belly full of what?
I guess her belly's full of food. And then I guess maybe Jesse may want to hit. And she be like, I'm good. I got cramps or something. I don't know.
Well, see, that's why y'all got to, if you're really looking for sex.
Say it. Who?
Yeah, I mean, like, what the hell? Y'all, come on, we adults, right? What is wrong with actually telling someone, I want to feel what the inside of your pussy feel like?
Well, men don't like that because the men enjoy playing boyfriend. So they don't want to just have the hookup. They frown upon somebody who just, we hooking up, doing our thing. What?
Y'all get no folks in here. Nicole said Jesse got PTSD.
Who hurt you? I read that. Yeah, Jesse, you got to speak up. Let them know. Stop chasing bobbleheads. But I think that, it's very complicated. And I think that's Rose. And even this conversation about what constitutes a good date, what borderlines a girl wanting to have a nice time, and say if a girl says, well, a $20 date isn't good enough for me. Well, when does it come to play that maybe you should pay for half of it? If you're going to see, like, let's say Hamilton, or going to see a play, the play is on average $100 for orchestra seats. This guy you just met supposed to buy both of those tickets for you. Like, you going to an expensive dinner and he's paying, the meal comes out to be $150, $200. He's supposed to pay. I'm just asking. I'm not answering the question.
And like what we talked about yesterday, I think honestly, it is whoever asks someone out on a date. If you ask someone out on a date, then you need to pay for the date.
I don't.
You asked. I didn't ask you to ask me out on a date. You asked me, I'd like to take you out on a date. Okay, then we get there and I gotta pay for my own shit. I didn't come out the house.
Let me ask you one better. So your conversation with McDonald's man, if he said, okay, let's go have dinner at Ruth Chris. I love that restaurant, Ruth Chris.
Okay.
And you say, okay, technically you kind of were complicit in making the date too, because you, from what I recall you saying, it was asking, when are we gonna see each other? You were invested in seeing him too. So it was like, is it him taking you out or what?
Clarification. Not really. I was just like, why not? Let's just see what's going on. He looked decent. You know who he looked like? Thanos or Thanos, whatever the hell. A strong jaw, motherfucker. That's what he looked. Strong okay? Face. That's what he looked like. But I was like, whatever. He doesn't have any kids. May as well. You know, y'all know I ain't really feeling people. So I said he doesn't have any kids, but he's a 31-year-old man with 3+ roommates. That's not a problem either, but I know.
You don't date men with kids, but you date a man with 4 roommates. Whatever. I'm just saying.
I actually don't. But okay, but again, this is what happens when I don't stick to my guns and be giving people a shot, which I shouldn't have in the first place, because I was like, this is a 31-year-old man with 3 roommates who also said I got my own everything. Having a roommate situation is not having your own, by the way, but whatever, especially if you sleep on the futon. But I'm just saying. But anyway, wait, let's go into these.
Well, I want to laugh at Keith saying Jasmyne married with 2.5 kids if he took you to Chick-fil-A. That's what Keith thinks.
No, who the fuck you think you talking
about?
Also,
I want to talk about Janae's comment too. She wanted to ask me to paintball, bowling, movie with the coffee debrief. She wants an actual experience. Janae, my question for you is, who pays for that? Who pays for all of that?
Whoever asked for it. If a guy invites her out on paintball, and like my little sister just told me that one time this guy invited her out on a date and they spent 12 hours on a date and he paid for everything. He paid for everything.
But some guys got that though. And if you want to do it, that's okay. That shouldn't be, to me, that shouldn't be the standard.
But if you don't have the money to date, do you actually think you would have the money to be in a relationship? Because who in the hell wants to be in a broke-ass relationship?
Jazz, I think that as a person who dates, I have enough money to pay for myself. So I'm here for paintball, bowling, movies, plays, traveling, whatever. But I'm primarily funding me. I don't have money to fund me and you. There are things I want to do. And for example, ironically, when I put on this jacket, I found tickets to a play in them. And the last time I wore this jacket, I guess I wore it when I went to go see this play. And I thought about that. Shut up. I thought about the play, but it was a play that my roommate and I had gone to. Well, we weren't living together then. But I remember I asked her, I said, oh, Motown the Musical's coming to Hartford. You want to go? And she says, oh yeah, I would love to go. And I bought the ticket. We weren't dating and she paid me back. But granted, if I were dating someone and I said, hey, I got Motown the movie ticket, I want to go see that play. Oh, I want to go see it too. That totally could be a date where we're paying for ourselves. I guess it's different. Maybe it's different because I'm a man and I'm dealing with other men. But I just, I just think that that's not the scenario. Like everybody doesn't have money to just be paying for just me and you to do all these wonderful experiences. And that's why guys I think go cheap.
If we're talking about the first date, I still do maintain that I believe that whoever asks the person out on the first date should pay. However, I don't think that it would, if you're talking about like a cisgender heterosexual relationship, it should be a man's job to pay for a woman every day. I also don't think it should be like in homosexual relationships or lesbian relationships that it should be one person who pays more than the other one. I think people
and
should.
Selvin said,
Yeah.
and most people agree with you that if you, and Selvin said, if I initiate the date, I'm going to pay, point blank,
Yes.
period.
I
think
it's in poor taste not to. It's like, who raised you?
Well, I must be trash.
I think you are.
I walk in that truth. I mean, like, I'm walking in that truth.
Like, I feel like, Lawrence, you are, I feel like you do.
Do what?
Like, if you invite somebody on a date, you will pay. But
I have paid before. Well,
yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've paid when I really like the person.
Yeah.
If I really like the person and I'm trying to get something afterwards, I would pay. If I'm trying to impress them, I would pay. And not like I'm trying to act like I'm a baller, but
no.
But if I don't really feel it, if I'm more indifferent, I'll say split it. But if I don't like you, I'm not gonna offer. If I don't like you and I'm not attracted, if I'm not attracted to you and don't see this really going anywhere, I'm not gonna offer to pay for the date. And
I mean, I think that's fair.
I thought you was an asshole. Like, I'm not. Like, I just read what Selvin said.
I mean, I think that's fair because I guess it is kind of like an investment. I think in good faith you should probably, or not good faith, but like properly you should probably pay anyway. But what would be the point of paying if you know you will never see this person again? You don't like them, so I don't think that's a problem.
And also too, I don't care what you think. You can say I'm trash, and I did that recently. You can say I'm trash. I don't care.
You did that recently?
Mm-hmm. We and this guy met up, and he was like a bump on a log, and I was just kind of like, I was talking to the bartender more than I was talking to him. So I was like, and I ate, and I had dinner and I had drinks. He just had 2 drinks, and when the bill came, I said, "Oh, your drinks da 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 da." So how much you got? You got your money on that? Yeah, I did that. I was a jerk.
So it's okay. Anton said women don't initiate dates.
So if a woman, okay, this is for the women in here too. So if a woman initiates a date, because this is for y'all heteronormative people that like to go on these 12-hour dates like Jasmine,
right?
Not pay for nothing.
I'm talking to you. Don't do her like that. Don't do her like
No, I'm not, but I want to know though. So if somebody else initiates the date, if a woman initiates the date, should the woman pay? And this is for everybody.
Should.
If the woman initiates the date and she's dating a man, should the woman pay? Comment.
She should pay, and she should sneak under the table and suck his cock.
Why should she do all of that?
She really shouldn't, but I do think, like I said before, whoever initiates the date should pay. So if that's a woman and you are, you're not feeling these gender restrictive norms and whatnot, you don't want to be stifled by your gender, and you just say, I like this man, I want to invest in him, let me take you out. Then
I see a lot of women, everybody's, really saying about, they want women. I see the answers coming in that women will pay. So that is good.
Like if I ask someone out on a date, I'm paying for the date. Why would I ask you out and then be like, the check's right there? Like, no. Do it again. The check's right there.
Oh, and they be like, when they put the check on the table, you be
right. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm gonna powder my face.
When the check come, you
got this, right?
Yeah.
Listen, it was a guy, and I think Kay remembers this. It was a guy going online, not online. Well, he was actually online, but he was going around town, going on dates with women.
Oh yes, we talked about him. We talked about him last season.
He was leaving them, leaving them at the table. He would go on these expensive dates with these girls,
the shrimp.
Yes, have a great ass time, and he would scrape up before the check came. He would say he had to go to the bathroom and he would go out.
Yeah, he got to go take a phone call, and when the check came, and he would leave. He would eat his food and leave.
Right, but he forgot how Black women are really the true detectives. And some Black woman put up his picture with all of his information, and it went viral.
Yeah, he got locked. He got in trouble for that too.
Did he? I ain't hear that part.
Because apparently he had gone to that restaurant often, and one of the women was like, the woman wound up getting her meal for free because they knew pretty much what had happened,
what he was doing,
and he had ordered all the stuff.
Never go back to the scene of the crime. This is why men always get caught cheating. You never go back to the same place again. What's wrong with him?
He really liked the steak. The steak was good to him, but I think it's good to have this conversation, and I'm glad that
his name was Michael.
Yeah, we had community around Michael. I'm reading Janae's comment. The pretext in men pays falls under the assumption that he makes more money, but that is no longer true all the time. I really think whoever makes the most should pay. Now I agree with this too, Janae. Whoever makes the most should pay.
In that case, I'm broken than all of y'all. So can y'all please send $5 to my cash app?
Well, I'll do you one better. I think that and it happens when you're in a relationship with the person. The person with the most money tends to, when you're having all types of experience, that's what happens.
That is why for all of you biblical folks, you need to be evenly yoked. That means y'all need to make the same amount of money. That means y'all need to orgasm at the same time. And y'all need to have shared accounts because I'm not going to do.
I need Jesse in here every week. Jesse says you should pull out your tax returns to figure out who got the check. So bring your income tax returns or your W-2 forms on dates. And then that way we can figure out who pays, put them down. We can just be done with it.
I mean, he does make sense, though.
That makes sense. We done with it.
But I mean, if that's the case, just to be a little petty, most black women make more money than y'all men. So I'm just saying, black women will still have to be paying for y'all. And who wants to do that? This is why we're making a great white migration. Because y'all be on that bullshit.
You wonder, are white girls having this conversation? Are they like, I don't know. I don't think they have.
They're like, we don't have problems. No, it's funny that you said.
Nobody ever took me to McDonald's.
I would never. Oh my God, I would never. Oh. But I just talked to a coworker of mine today who is a Caucasian family member. And she said that she just was telling me about these issues that she was having in a relationship. This one guy talked really nasty to her. And she did just like how you would think a good Caucasian woman would do. And she reported him. So.
Talk nasty to her where?
They had exchanged phone numbers and he had talked nasty. Not nasty like, show me your nether regions. But he was saying like nasty things to her. Like calling her a bitch and saying
on a dating app?
They had exchanged numbers on her phone. But she went back and she emailed the company and said, this is his name. And she got him taken off of the profile. I said, shout out to you.
Shout out to Nicole. Say, if you make less, you need to be creative with dates and be able to add value to my life. Change all of my car, wash it, replace the light bulb. Now that's real. My mama and I had that conversation this morning about somebody contributing to your life, being an opportunity for your own advancement and happiness. If he not bringing nothing to your life, he is taking it. My daddy always said a relationship can do two things. It can either build you up or it can drag you to hell. There's no middle ground. So, like, if you cannot permanently say the person building you up, they are definitely dragging you to hell.
And raise your hand if y'all have ever been in a relationship where someone has dragged you down and you had to really recover, rebuild, and restructure your vaginal walls or your asshole. Honestly, raise your hand now. And if you've ever been through an experience like that, then you know you don't want to ever have that again. So then you put these things into place where you're just kind of like, I don't ever want to be in a position like with my last relationship that was so traumatizing for me. I will never be with another person who's broke again. I can't do it. I just can't. Okay, shout out to Kay who said that she was.
Well, I mean, if they broke and doing like what Nicole doing, if they added value to adding value to your life, like that's Bible. Like, don't just be broke and doing nothing, and I gotta carry you and drag you along across the thing. Like, actually, and the thing is, give me something.
If you're a person who's going to add some value to someone's life and you're just in a position in your life right now where you're facing difficulty, then you're not going to stay there for long. But it does not make sense to be with somebody 3, 4, 5 years and they're still struggling. Get rid of them. Move past them.
Katie says she got broke dating PTSD. Janae says, I think women often treat men, even if it's not financial. Women provide a lot of support.
Women do.
Jesse says, I agree that relationships are partnerships as well, but a lot of people make a project their partner. Yeah. They're into dating little projects, and that's always problematic. And I think it's interesting, though, because my story was about dating apps and about the trauma and drama of dating apps. I recently hopped my behind off of them because it's similar to almost the story I said about the guy at the restaurant, where I've really found that people, and I think this really what led me to this reaction. So basically, I met this guy on an app. We were having a really good conversation. And for those of you who are on the apps, having a conversation with the person is very hard. It's hard to kind of flow it back and forth. Hey, what's up? Nothing. What you doing? But we had this like really good banter, telling jokes and like laughing, or like if somebody like mistyped something, we made it an inside joke. And really for a good hour and a half, just had a good little texting. So we exchanged numbers and we talked on the phone, instant connection, laughing on the phone. He's intelligent, extremely attractive, had a good time. And so he says, well, live in New York, I don't want to do a long distance thing. I said, okay, well, I'm about to go wash clothes. Be blessed. But he was like, well, I want to see you. I want you to come to brunch. And I was just kind of like, I'm good. No, you leaving. So what's up? So he convinced me to go. We had a decent brunch or whatever. And so, you know, we just kind of kept it moving from that. And so I went home and we kind of texted a little bit that week, but we talked again that following Saturday. And we were just having a simple, regular conversation. What are you doing today? What's going on? I think it was going to snow that day, all this stuff. And he said, he kind of stopped talking. I said, hello? Hello, are you okay? And he was like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I just ran across my ex's profile on Grindr, on the thing, and on the dating app. And literally, if y'all know if you anybody who's ever texted with me, y'all know that Viola Davis meme from How to Get Away with Murder, with her getting up and leaving, is one of my favorite memes. So literally, I was checked out in that moment. I was like, oh, I'm done. Like I'm cool on this. But I did ask. I said, well, are you in love with your ex? And he kind of said yes, and we talked about it. He talked for about maybe 10 minutes about the situation, the drama they had, the disagreements they had. And finally, I said, you know, at the end of the day, you should really get back with your ex. He was like, well, I said, also, too, get your ass off of dating apps.
Get off.
As a person, I said, let me speak for all the brothers and sisters who are single, unattached, not damaged, working through their issues, trying to get out here, trying to find somebody. Get off of here. We don't need you out here messing with us. And I thought about that guy out at the restaurant who I left, who was texting his ex. And I asked him, I said, why are you on this app if you know you're in love with your ex? He said to me, oh, well, I just, you know, really like the attention and it still makes me feel attractive. I said, damn, you using people like that? He was like, well, when you put it that way, he had never thought about it. Get your damaged ass off of these dating apps. Go away. Leave. And I told myself, I'm gonna tell you something too. The next time, I hope if you ever do this to somebody again, I hope they kick your ass. I hope the next time people who own these apps playing and not knowing what they want, I hope you get beat up.
Damn,
men and women, beat them up.
You know, you sound like that girl from While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood. The next time he's something on me, right. That's what you sound like.
Yeah, beat him up. So I mean,
yeah, you know, I had a really good conversation, because what we're talking about right now is, honestly, it comes down to analyzing your readiness to actually be in a relationship or to date someone, or what are your intentions. I talked to a guy friend of mine not too long ago, actually like a few days ago, and he was like, Jazz, I need your advice on something. And I was like, what's going on? He said, I was talking to a woman not too long ago. She's in her 30s. She is older. She's older 30s. He's like 31 years old. And she wanted to go. She said that she was ready for a relationship. And he said, initially, I said I was too. He said within 9 days, they had been intimate with each other. Mm-hmm. And on the 9th day, he said that he started feeling like he wasn't ready for the relationship. And he told her that he no longer wanted a relationship with her. And she was pissed. And he was like, it just feels like men can't change their minds. And that, you know, if he says what he wants, then she gets upset. And I was like, okay, well, let's just stop there. First of all, it did not take you 9 days to realize that you did not want to be with this woman. You knew damn well from the giddy up that you did not want to be in a relationship with her, and you didn't want what she wanted. You sent in your representative pretending like you could mirror what this woman wanted, and then you made the mistake of actually being intimate with her. I was like, you are 6'3", you are an educated Black man, you look good, you out here looking like you don't have any children, you got your own place, your own car, you looking like a unicorn to these Black women. And then you go and pull this fuckboy shit. Of course she's pissed off at you. What did you think? And I was like, be honest. You weren't ready for what she was looking for, but you told her that you were. And he was like, you're right. I said, I know I'm right. Mm-hmm. You knew damn well you were not ready.
You didn't want that girl. She was convenient.
Yeah.
You enjoyed her, and then you got tired of her.
And you used her. She feels discarded or disregarded. She feels rejected. And now you're dealing with the consequences of a woman who feels used yet again by a man. Don't pretend as if you don't know what's up.
And a lot of them do that, and they play you being one guy. And I honestly cannot tell this story because I will be in here screaming to the top of my lungs. I may save it for another time.
Tell the story.
But he basically ended our conversation. And I mean, this is something this man did to me when I was like 19 years old. I was like, I was living no, I was about 20 still, but still young. And he was into his mid to late 30s. And basically, he told me that I only did to you what you allowed for me to do. And you're making things bigger than what they are. And not acknowledging that, you know, the trauma. And I mean, and not even trauma, but just the drama he caused and how he's really not a good person. And I think that
what did he do?
What did he do? I'm trying to think. Can I run through the bullet?
Is this an off the show?
No, it's not anything that bad. But it's a long. It's kind of I don't want to get into the story. Only because I'm not really upset by it, but I'm good. I don't want to talk about it.
Can we get the 3-minute version?
Basically, we were dating. We met when I was 20. We were dating. Had a good little situation going on for about a couple of months. We were dating, going and seeing each other regularly, doing our thing, having a good time. And he kind of started falling back. Like I knew when somebody, I've always known when somebody has been interested in me, and I knew it when he shifted.
You're really good at clocking people's rhythm, and
I'm very good at vibration. Yeah, I'm very good at that. So he slowly was just kind of falling back. So we went out. He said, "Well, come out with me." It was a club, Chaparral. Shout out to all y'all. All the club kids in Atlanta back in the day, all the club kids in Atlanta back on Sunday night, the Chap, y'all know what's up. But we used to go out there. I'm sorry, not Chaparral, girl. I was at the Django. The Django was on Sunday. I'm sorry, I was at so many clubs back then, but Chaparral too. But the club was called the Django. My bad. That was the Sunday night club. So he invited me out here. We had a good time. He was dancing around all night. Not really focused, not really paying me any attention. And I was kind of, this is kind of whack. So I just like, I'm going to stop calling him and see what happens. So maybe a week and a half went by and I didn't hear from him. So I am going to tell this long part of the story because I think this was divine intervention.
We have time.
Stories get long. So I was on the phone with my best friend at the time and I was going to his house to study. So where I lived in college I lived in the suites. I don't know if you remember that, at Morehouse. So I had to come down the steps and I had to walk up a hill to get to my car in the parking lot. So it was a hike. I had to come down the steps, out the courtyard of the suites, go across the street, up a hill to get to my car. So I got all the way to my car and realized I left my book bag. I packed my book bag and left it in my room. So I had to come back down the hill, back through the courtyard, back up to my room and grab the bag, put it on my bag. So I walked back downstairs to this process again, get in my car, full-blown conversation with my friend about nothing. And I, pull it out. So when I pull out the parking lot, we go up a hill, there is a crosswalk where, you stop for pedestrians. I literally look up and I see him walking across the street towards the freshman dorms. Not only was I was a junior at the time.
Okay.
He was starting I remember wanting to accelerate on the gas. The car was in park somehow, which I think was divine, but I almost hit him. I wanted to. I thought about it, but I didn't. I know, like premeditated or whatever. I didn't hit this man. But I say all that to say that. So anyway, our paths crossed recently. And he was like, "What happened with us?" And I was like, "You don't know? You don't know?" And so I went through this. And he, of course, had no memory. And I was like, "Well, I just had a friend." I was like, "You were 36 years old. What 18-year-old friend?" I was like, "You don't even have a college degree, so you couldn't be anybody's mentor." Exactly. Like, what were you doing?
Damn.
What were you doing?
Okay.
And so, it was. Thank you, Andrea. Andrea's my girl. But I just had to say, like, he toyed with, and I just was like, I told myself, it's water under the bridge. I'm a grown man. I've navigated through dating well.
Right.
But understand, you toyed with me. I was a young plaything that you got tired of. Don't try to make it into something that it's not. And I think that's the complicated thing, is that, so I mean, and I think my voice raised a little bit when he was like, well, listen, your fault, you allowed it. And I was like, dude, I was like 19. You understand, like, that's predatory bullshit. Like, you get that, right?
Right.
So I think that it does lead to people, dating is a jungle, and that people will take advantage of you. And it is complicated. But yeah, so that was, it was a huge age difference, Nicole. I was like 20 and he was like 36. Yeah.
Read Nicole's other,
because we got some long ones. Y'all was really talking.
Yeah, I was about to say, we're going to get into y'all comments
Nicole said people need to take 90 days in any relationship, no strings attached, no titles, no expectations. People don't get time to know people, especially women. We do if with men and friends. If a woman can meet someone and be and bond under 90 days and be looking stupid saying, I thought I knew that person, it takes 21 consecutive days to make a break or a habit. Double that if not consistent. So basically she was just saying, you know, really be cautious about what's going on. So I think that is very true. Shout out to Andrea, yeah, Kia's car. But I think, you know, like I said, it's the jungle. And you know, dating, and that's what, and I really appreciate this conversation as we wrap up the show, because dating is something we could really have a show about all day, and we did want to take a break from all of the political.
And it feels like we didn't talk enough about it, right?
Like, yeah, I mean, there's so much more to unpack. Yeah, because even with the dating app thing, and these people who are not ready, and what's your toolkit to navigate when you meet somebody who's just not ready? How do you navigate? How do you identify that? Navigate that and protect yourself and be ready to do that. So that is a problem. But yeah, he is a trash. I got half of mine to comment his name in here, but you know, we ain't paying that. I look at you. Real messy. Rated R show, real friends, real talk, real informative, and real messy. Bleep. Listen, I got some homework assignments for everybody. Go and like the page, like the Rated R Show page for sure. Also, go and find out. Too. I'm sorry, what?
Tell y'all's friends about us too. Share our and on Instagram too and Twitter, because we don't have a lot of followers. You about to say? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, like the like the Instagram page. We're at the Rated R Show on Instagram. Like at the Rated R Show on Instagram. We have a good time on the gram. We actually are going to start we're working on broadcasting and streaming both on Facebook Live and IG Live soon. So that is something coming soon. And it's also just a fun place to interact with us. IG is such a good community. We try to leverage them both. Also, share this video. That's your homework assignment. Share the video. Hit share. Yeah. Let your friends see us, that you see us, you having a good time. So go like the page, like the Facebook page. Like you see the Rated R Show, hit like on that page. Go like the IG page, and also share this video. And that's it for us tonight, you guys.
And remember, y'all, every Wednesday, so not normally Thursdays, but Wednesdays, we are live every Wednesday at 9 o'clock, the Rated R Show. And listen, make sure y'all follow us on Instagram, and like Lauren said, I call you something else. Damn. Like Lauren said, on Twitter as well. On Instagram, we do this holiday chit chat that's kind of fun. It's kind of different. It's kind of cool. So y'all follow us on over there, okay? Follow the page, all right?
And y'all have a good night.
Follow your baby daddies to that girl house, okay? Follow.
And we will see y'all beautiful people next Wednesday at our regular time, Lord willing. Facebook.
And I'll have a new wig.
New wig. And y'all have a good night. Bye, Jazz.
Bye, boo.